Hey everybody, it's Krish here from and Fracas, powered by Touchline Media Group. You are probably wondering, where the hell is this podcast I was promised, and why is this guy talking yet again? Don't worry, we'll be getting to that very, very shortly. But just a quick note from us here at and Fracas. I mean, we were so delighted with last night's result that we decided to release what would usually be a Patreon exclusive pod out for free. So you, our wonderful audience, can revel in another phenomenal Liverpool win and display. Of course, if you do enjoy what you hear from this upcoming post-match reaction pod, then please do head over to our Patreon page. That's www.patreon.com/fracas. And from just as little as £3 a month, you'll not only gain access to a wealth of audio, video, and written content from myself and the rest of the wonderful team, but you'll also be a key contributor on allowing us to continue what we love doing, discussing all things LFC. Again, that is www.patreon.com/fracas for more details. So, without further disruption, here is our post-match podcast of Liverpool 3, Leicester City 0. Enjoy. Welcome everybody to a Patreon exclusive episode of and Fracas after Liverpool have absolutely fucking dismantled Leicester by 3 goals of ours to 0 of theirs. I am your host Krish. I'm joined by an all-star cast of your favourite and Fracas members. I've got Els, I've got Julian, I've got Harold, I've got David, and I'm also joined by Tay as well. So Tay, I'll come to you from the beginning of this. All through the week, we have been kind of a little bit shaking our boots because we've had like 4 first-team players available for the entire week. And then we just go out there and we produce a performance that is grander than any first-team Liverpool squad. How proud of you of the boys today?
I'm so proud. I expected a win, but not in that manner. I didn't expect a clean sheet at all. I think Liverpool have the strongest mentality in the league. Like, there's no club that comes close to us, because how can we have the abundance of injuries that we've had? I think Salah's the most recent one. We was all shaking in our boots because Salah was out against Leicester, and we've come out and done that. What other team would do that in the league? Just us.
No. This is the thing. It's like, it's literally it's us, and then I don't even know who you'd even put below us at the moment in terms of mentality.
A huge gap. It's us, then a huge gap, and then it doesn't matter who's after that. It doesn't matter
at all. Doesn't matter at all. I mean, you look at Man City yesterday. As soon as they won a goal behind, it looked like curtains for them. But then you see us with bloody fucking Milner at right back, and we're all like, "Oh bloody hell!" We know Milner's going to be on the pitch at some point, but we don't think he's got the legs to go against Harvey Barnes. And then he just comes out and he does this tonight, where he drops an absolute masterclass at bloody 45 years old. I mean, what an absolute. Oh, what a man. What an absolute mountain of a man. Harold, I'll come to you. Shay, the midfield was a bit of a contentious point as we were coming into the game. Obviously, it's always good to see Ginny there being the stable that he is in that holding midfield role. But we looked at the team sheet and we thought, okay, Keita and Jones, a little bit of a wild card scenario there from how they're going to perform and how they're going to set up. How impressed were you by the two of them today? More Curtis Jones than the latter, who ended up getting injured.
Yeah, obviously Naby getting injured it definitely annoyingly it wasn't too surprising, and I guess that's indicative of his career so far at Liverpool. I actually thought he played all right until that injury, which is a shame. But Curtis Jones, we can speak on him, and I thought he was brilliant. I'm one of the people that needs a little bit more convincing when it comes to him. I just want to see a little bit more of him. I'm not fully there yet because I just feel like I feel like right now he's a squad player at that, and I want to see him at least give Klopp some difficult decisions to make in the first 11. I thought he was excellent today. I thought he was brilliant. There was a couple of lapses where lapses in concentration, where he made some wayward passes or took too long on the ball. But aside from that, on the whole, I can't really fault his game. It was brilliant. It was a great team performance, and I have to say. And yeah, Jones. If someone said to me Jones was man of the match, I'll find it difficult to argue against that.
Yeah, I mean, when you consider it's his 4th Premier League start for a kid who's 19. The maturity he showed, just how professional he was in. There was a few lapses of concentration, a few errant balls there, but I mean, for every midfielder, there was always going to be. But the level of professionalism he had there was just absolutely sensational. Julian, I'll come to you. There was a lot of talk when the Champions League was on about who's the best left back in world football. And there's also been a little bit of talk recently about who's the best left back in Premier League football. Some people have said Ben Chilwell. Some people have said Luca Digne. Some people even said that other Scottish bum that was fighting people today in
too much iron brew in the system had man a bit amped today. I don't know where these shouts started coming from. Like when you come at the king, you best not miss in it. And ever since I've heard these shouts, like I've been seeing some crazy performances from that youth from Scotland that plays for that North London team, that other French youth that plays for the other team in Liverpool, and that Ben Chilwell boy. I'm seeing him in the lights for the first time at that West London club, but they ain't got nothing on the boy.
You sound like a Pez menu right now, you know that?
No, that's the kind of level it's on. It's like FIFA, and then there's like North London Red, West London Blue, and I don't even know what we can call Leicester these days, but it's crazy, man. Like I don't know how people are putting a consistent left back who's been nothing but consistent since he's put on a Liverpool shirt, multiple Champions League finals, multiple title races, multiple medals, multiple finals, and you want to compare him to certain man. And then today he just put on a juggernaut performance. Like my guy Robbo just absolutely sourced on everybody today. Every left back in the world. I'm not even going to get onto that Canadian you over in Germany, bruv, because I don't want to give them too much clout over there. But that was a little run that little agenda people try to run. But it's calm, man. Like we saw today what we're about. You know, it's crazy. Like everyone needs to just stop talking to us. Like just stop talking. Like we're better than you lot. Like we were so crocked today. No, our best centre back's missing. Our other best centre back, England's best centre back, is missing. Our best right back is missing. Our captain was missing. Our marquee signing was missing, and our best winger was missing. And we still made Leicester come here and pass the pad in our own yard, like sent it home on the bus, bruv. No Uber, like it's peak. And Leicester came and played 5 at the back. It was tense, bruv. It was tense. Like Matip, absolutely great performance. And yeah, man, I'm just here to talk shit. To be honest, I can't lie because that's what we do. We're the best, and we're nothing but the best. And that's all it is.
It was the bar future that said you do what you want when you pop in.
Yeah. I just jumped on the Patreon quickly. I even reserved my spot on Wednesday. When was it? Wednesday. I was like, yeah, man, I'll reserve my spot because you know what? We're gonna be popping and we pop Leicester differently.
And just before you continue what you're saying, Dan, I want to put a special shout out, a special condolence to Fahi. He was the only person who actually thought that we would lose today. So yeah, so that is Fahi. That is Fahi Faux Farm on Twitter. If you want to at him and send him some abuse, I think it'll be.
And speaking of Fahi, let's give a shout out to his boy James Milley. You know, soon have his name etched in the stones of football Valhalla. Skangman, gunman. You know, always a Premier League legend. He's still showing out, churning out performances at right back. Like, I absolutely respect it. And that's what
right back. At right back. For a man of his age, it's... Mate, unbelievable performance. Someone pulled his stats earlier and they were just... So, 104 touches, completed 57 of 67 passes, gained possession 9 times, created 5 chances from right back, 85th career assist, and he was man of the match.
Trent who? No, I'm joking. No.
We might have to. I mean, we might have to start the conversation. I mean, people always want to talk about other right backs as well. Ricardo Pereira. They want to talk about Kyle Walker, Bellerin. He's only good for GQ shoots at this point. Man, they're not coming differently. They're not coming like James Milner.
That Congolese youth that plays for Man United. The one with the dreads.
Oh, Aaron Wan broke it down.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
We're talking about serious footballers here, man. Serious footballers only.
Serious footballers only.
That is sick. Rock it down. All right, okay. I see you.
Just while we're on the topic of players stepping up, last season, Laporte being injured was the basis for everyone's argument as to why City was so far behind. But I'm seeing a lot of people say that, everyone gets injuries, Liverpool need to it's just excuses, Like, they're just clutching at straws at this point. Has anyone else noticed this?
Oh, yeah, man, of course. Like, yeah. It's disgusting, bruv. Like, everyone was talking about how when your best player gets injured, how are we still in the title race and half our team is cropped? Like, what is going on? What are we doing that you man aren't doing? Are you man just shit? Is that what's going on? obviously
I'm surprised that Bernardo Silva hasn't already jumped on Twitter saying that this is unfair now. I can't believe Liverpool are doing this to us, causing us to lose games. That must hurt differently, though, when you're seeing us with the hobbled unit that we had out today, win 3-0. And Leicester aren't the worst team. I mean, you could have fooled me tonight. They were fucking diabolical. But that might have been more down to the Reds being boss than them being shit more than anything. David, I'll come to you. In terms of an overall team performance and the cohesion, and it's not even a question of it being an industrial performance, just there was some proper football being played in that game.
Yeah, I think a couple of minutes ago, Liverpool put out their list for man of the match, and a lot of people are looking at the list at who to pick. I can't even fathom just how good that performance was today. The quality of football, attacking football that was being executed from all of them, just absolutely sensational. And from a defensive perspective, I don't think Leicester had a proper chance. Aside from the Vardy one that was offside, Liverpool contained every single attacking threat that Leicester posed, and whilst having at least 6-7 chances that comfortably should have been buried. It's almost unfathomable just how good the performance today. I think if you're looking across the season thus far, it's probably only comparable to the Arsenal game from what we've seen in terms of being resolute defensively, as well as the attack and verve that we showed, whilst having what you're talking 4 or 5 first teamers out. In sensational performance.
It was so good. It's just everything about that performance was just absolutely ace. I loved it. I mean, I was a little bit nervous heading into the game, which when you see the bench more than anything, you're looking like, oh, Origi's going to be first sub. That's going to be fun. And Minamino still within his little bit of a goal jout, but no, man, you can't fault the guys today. They did everything correct, and more importantly, they did the business. They created so many good, high quality chances. I mean, we were unfortunate not to win that by 5-0. Realistically,
Krish, can I ask you a question? If that's all right.
Of course, you can.
If you don't mind. I feel like I'll be remiss if we didn't speak about your one of your favorite players to ever put on a red shirt in Roberto Firmino.
Bad boy striker. Up
until the 80th minute, we saw.
This is the remix.
we saw Bobby Firmino put a decent display, to be fair, and we had one fantastic piece of skill to put him through on goal. And obviously he hit the post, and you just feel like it's just not going to be his day again. But then you see him rise like a great Dane if they rise. I believe it was Seal from the Space Jam from the Space Jam soundtrack where he went fly like an eagle. Yes, exactly. Yeah, he rose like a seal and he scored a fantastic goal. What did you think of him today? What do you think that goal does for his confidence?
Nothing.
Fucking hell. I think you had the good and the bad, really, didn't you? Everything off the ball, I thought he did really well. He was linking up play good. Everything from that point, he did fine. I will admit, I was clutching at straws a little bit when he didn't finish that one chance and it hit the post. I was there thinking, good Lord, who has cursed you and who have you not given money to back home in Brazil for them to be doing this madness? I was thinking that there might be some form of barrier force field in front of the goal was stopping it from scoring, especially when you saw that one where it didn't cross over the line and stuff. But no, I mean, I'm hoping, touch wood as well, this will do so much for his confidence. And we're in a position now where we'll get Salah back next week. And obviously we've got Jota again scoring today on top form, flying, where we don't have to rely on him that much, thankfully. And we can interchange and do whatever we want to do going forward. But yeah, there was the good, there was the bad, but ultimately we won 3-0 and he got a goal. So I don't know what more I can ask for, really.
Yeah,
kept the Wolves at bay for another week.
It's actually another player that I need to give a good shout out to. It's actually weird how Matip, he can go missing for so long and then come in and just drop performance like he never left. I personally think he was my man of the match today. Like, he kept Vardy so quiet. Like, we're going to say Robertson or Curtis Jones had a shot, but Matip
I think Matip was brilliant, and it's quite frustrating because I think a lot of us forget that towards the end of, if you remember, the end of the 18-19 season, when we went on that ridiculous run of just winning games, it was Matip who was there partnering alongside Virgil van Dijk, and we were fantastic. We barely conceded. We were winning games. Like it was genuinely brilliant performances, and he was sound there defensively. The most frustrating thing about Matip is that more so than a player who's always out injured, is more of just when they're good, like the fact that you know they're good, just the fact that their availability is just so sparse. Like you just know that it's not really going to be there as often as you'd like. So I think that is something that we need to give him credit for. But at the same time, we've always known this, I feel, but we forget because obviously of these injury problems. We just need to see it for a sustained period to where it can actually do something towards our title, our potential title run and Champions League run. And yeah, this is the perfect time to do it. Like there's no one else available, mate. Like you're a senior, you're literally our last senior centre back. There's no one else. I mean, I guess you could argue Nat Phillips, Reece Williams, maybe not so much, but like you're the last one, mate. Please don't leave us now.
We're gonna have to put that guy on ice like they did with the Winter Soldier. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when
for real.
Froze him, just activate him for certain games. Els, I'll come to you because you look like you're fading. I want to talk to you about Fabinho more than anyone. Just a list of players who failed to score whilst he started at centre back. So this list includes Robert Lewandowski, Jamie Vardy, Timo Werner, aka Augustus Gloop, Serge Gnabry, Kingsley Coman, Tammy Abraham, Kai Havertz, and Dusan Tadic.
Bro, they can't chat to my guy, fam. They'll come like Terminator, bro. Brazilian version. Out there in the favelas, AK-47 to his back, fam. Just come through. Nah, man, he plays sick today, bro. He plays so sick today. I think him and Matip, obviously.
Just to reiterate, any lawyers? No, if you're a Liverpool fan or you're a lawyer, get in touch.
No, he played well today. I think with Fabinho, obviously, he's not the quickest player, but his in-game intelligence and the reading of the game is just bar none. No, I can't think of many who's touching him in that aspect of his game. He read everything from Vardy and Maddison, everything that they tried to do, all the intricate passing, all the Vardy movement. He read it to a T. They just couldn't get around him. I feel that what he also offers in that role is one, his ability to play the ball out. But he didn't do that a lot today. He was more of the aggressor in that defense. So it was a bit, I would say it's weird, but yeah, it was a bit weird to see that because he's usually the person that's going to bring it out and play and start the attacks. But he was more of the sweeper, allowing Matip to bring the ball out. Yeah, it was a fantastic performance, man. Man, good players are good players wherever you put them, man.
I'd go remiss if I didn't, on this, the eve of, Undertaker Appreciation Night in WWE. And one of the things that is very synonymous with The Undertaker is a long, unbroken streak at WrestleMania. So speaking of unbroken streaks, Harold, how many games is it now that we're unbeaten at home? Because I've lost count. I don't have that many fingers.
64.
Woo!
The last time we lost was when a man who goes by the name of Christian Benteke came back to haunt us at Anfield back in April 2017, back when Despacito was still in charts. But since then, we've gone on and won 53 of those 64 home games.
I can't lie. I remember when was it Sacco and Benteke when man was spudding him when he scored. After that, Klopp said, fuck this. I saw he said, fuck this. I'm never letting you man sauce on me at Anfield again. You score against me after I sold you, and then you spud each other on the. Listen, 64 games unbeaten, sourcing on everyone. This is what I'm saying. Like people I don't know when we're gonna lose. I can't see it. Honestly, like
I actually thought today was like the best opportunity for us to finally.
Oh yeah.
Unbeaten streak at home. I was like, wow, this is probably the day, and we still end up winning in that kind of fashion. It is this feat. There's just so many things that you could throw to this Liverpool way, and they'll just deal with it, and it's amazing, man. We're made of proper strong stuff, man. I'm very proud to be a Liverpool fan.
Sorry, I want to cut you off. It's crazy because obviously when Klopp took over, the first thing he said was the mentality and that you got to believe and all that. And now you can see what he was saying actually like bear fruit. To think that you can play an Adrian Milner, a holding midfielder in defence, a crooked guy who's always injured, to play that back four, and then for them to just run it up and just be untouchable is the mentality within the team is absolutely mental, man.
And Leicester are not small boys either. We have to remember that they beat City 5-2 earlier this season. They're not some small team. So the fact that we've done that, it's just amazing with a broken team as well. Like I said, no one else would be able to do that.
Us, they're small boys. Like Leicester get sauced every single time they come to Anfield. Every time we come to where's their place called again? The King Power Stadium. They get sauced on. Like everyone's small boys to us, bruv. Like they took an anomaly and they tried to run with it like that was over. Like literally one anomaly and we lost one game and that's it. And then since then we've been saucing on everyone differently. Wow. Like, it's disgusting what we did.
Also, I never want to hear anything. And Joe, I'm talking directly to you here. I'm looking in the camera. I'm talking directly to you, brother. I don't want to hear anything about this guy, James Madison, being better than Jack Grealish, by the way. Everything about him is sourceless. The haircut's trash. The beard's awful. I mean, what's this guy really got going for him? Good Lord. 2 weeks off and he can't even do anything. He can't deliver. Good Lord. I don't know what I'm seeing, Max Caliban. Good Lord.
On the topic of unbeaten runs, just to put it in context, guys, there are 19 Premier League home games in a season, yeah? So we have 64 unbeaten. So that's 3 seasons. So 3 seasons is 57 games, yeah? So over 3 seasons and another 7 more games. So 3 seasons, 7 games unbeaten at home. Can you understand? Can you deep that? We have not lost a home game for almost 3.5 seasons.
I want Chelsea's record. That's what I've got in my line right now. I think we've got 2 more seasons. So this season and the next season.
2 more seasons.
I think it's
2 more games.
Is it 81 or 86? One of them. So I think
one of the two, fam.
It's the end of this season and
gonna get
7-8 more games after that.
I'm gonna get IT on this one. It's 86 matches.
86.
Yeah, 86. I thought so.
That's ludicrous, man.
Oh, do you know who
that tells you how good that Chelsea team was, man? Like
it was from like 04, 05 to like 08, 09.
Yeah.
Wait, and it was us that beat them, right?
Yeah, us that beat them. Yeah, we ended.
No, I think it was like Xabi Alonso scored some deflected goal.
Yeah, deflected goal.
Yeah. It's funny how things come full circle like that, isn't
it?
Yeah.
I just wanted to add, nobody chat to me. We're better than you. Don't ever chat to me. Chat to my back. That's what you need to do.
Yes, goody.
Don't say Liverpool and look at me. When you say Liverpool, you look to the ground. In fact, Dobale. I want every single soul to Dobale. Yeah? When you look at me, you greet me with 2 hands. You go on your knees.
I am so happy I came on this podcast.
When we come to a ground, bring me water to wash my hands, bro.
When you see Jurgen Klopp in these streets, you kiss his feet. That's what you do.
When Jurgen Klopp comes, you put flowers, rose pink. Make sure them shits is pink, B.
Make sure the floor is mopped when I come to your house.
I don't want
water, bruv.
I don't see no dust. Look, dust. You didn't clean it properly. Make sure you clean.
That's what I'm saying. When you're like, fam, bruv, show respect, fam, because it's different out here. Like, fam, the way we're gonna win this league, and we're cropped. If we win it and we're cropped and VVD's out for the whole season, fam. I think I'm a cunt now. The level of cunt I'm gonna reach, oh my god, fam, it's gonna be madness. Like, bruv, I'm gonna reach the ultra instant level cunt. Like, it's gonna be different for the Patreon.
How can you do 7-2? How can a team do 7-2 and they're on top of the league? What is going on? Listen, no one chat to me, And don't let Liverpool win this title,
Okay. So to bring some sort of.
Sorry, I'm just laughing. Ultra Instinct Cunt has just completely finished me. I've just the aura around it. It's just
when we get that. When I finally see that other C and the goal thing across Liverpool's name, you know Goku when he was fading off and after man we thought it was done from after against Jiren, and then man just opened his eyes and there was that aura, brother. The level of cunt that I'm gonna reach, is gonna be
too high. It's too high.
Different.
All right, okay.
I'm just gonna be there like Beerus, just smiling in the corner, man. It's gonna be so beautiful. I mean, if we look at it, we look at the performance from today, and I think David is correct in saying that it's probably the best performance that we've had all season, just from an all-round point of view. The clean sheet, the amount of chances that we create from open.
Chelsea, not really? Chelsea. Arsenal at home.
Nah, this was better.
I think this was better.
They're
comparable. However, obviously with this one we have the clean sheet that goes on our
The
side
clean
as well.
sheet does pop, but honestly, that first half against Arsenal, that's the best football I've
True.
ever seen us play.
Yeah, but with Arsenal, you go into that game expecting to win. We didn't walk into this game expecting an easy ride, whereas with Arsenal we do. So
Oh,
that's
hang
why
on
I
a
think
minute.
this
Is
one's
that
better.
another goal that Firmino's got more than Aubameyang? Fucking get in!
And boomerangs in the mud.
Tay, to be fair, you actually do make a good point. You actually do make a very fair point. But I want to ask you though, Tay, because I know that you were a little bit like you were feeling the emotion, much like myself actually, over international break. Sorry, and I've taken over your hosting role. And I know you're feeling the emotions, much like myself, like in regards to our injuries. And you were saying this game's going to be a deciding factor in how we go on from here. So how are you feeling? Obviously, Gomez is now injured. Both our main choice centre backs are out, and we go and put on a clinic like that. So what are your thoughts? Are we retaining this title or what?
Yes, we are.
Hey!
When we play games like that,
yeah? So
and we've
whenever you go back and try to change your mind, I'm going to play you this clip, okay?
Now, do you know what it is? I look at how we play today, and we've still got Salah to come back, Trent to come back, Thiago to come back. If we can keep Fabinho and Matip injury-free, or if they can time their injuries for the shitter teams, then I'm very confident.
Yeah, agreed. For sure. I think even from a personal perspective, I definitely feel a lot more confident. But at the same time, I do feel like Leicester showed a real like anti-football kind of stance. I wasn't that impressed. I felt like if there was any time for us to be got at, it was today. And
now this is the thing, because I generally thought that I didn't think they played too safe. I think they were looking for
they played
high
so
ball.
safe, man. Like,
I thought they were looking for that ball to Vardy every single time, but we cut off the supply really well. Like, you didn't see Tielemans getting the game to 55 minutes.
Yeah, you're right, Krish. But at the same time, when you set up with 5 defenders, I don't know what you expect. You have 5 defenders for a reason. Fofana kept trying to drop into right wing at some point, centre forward at some point. Like
when he bombed forward in the first half, I had flashbacks to 2016 Joel Matip. Just random runs up the pitch with blonde hair, lustrous blonde hair.
I think just the basics of football, you play 5 defenders at the back because you're not that good defensively, because you need more cover at the back. It's as simple as that, first and foremost. And you don't have the ball all the time, so it's not like a hybrid where you can change it into a 3. You're predominantly in a 5. So when you're 2-0 down and you stick with the 5, I don't know how you expect to be creative. It took him until the 62nd minute to take off Fuchs and bring on Under. And then they went to a 4 at the back. And then they had this 10-minute spell from 60 minutes to 70 minutes where they actually looked like a decent team. Yeah. But it was really poor from them. And if there was ever a time for Leicester to play like that, it was today. If it fitted right into our hands, but it was disappointing. But, yeah.
There was a real disconnect between their midfield and attack as well. Like, there was just no link up there.
I think they just tried to play in a counter. And also they tried to find that left-hand side. They were trying to get at Milner a lot. But maybe they thought, I don't know, thought they could get some change from there with the pace. A couple of times in the first half they did, but the crosses were cleared out properly. But after a while, I think they came to try and play on the counter-attack. And because
they
did,
for sure.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? They thought we played with a high line, whereas we've dropped a couple yards back now, we're dealing better with long balls and with and Fabinho who are good in there. So, like Carol said, I just feel that he was too slow to change things up, and Liverpool were there to be got.
But on top of that, though, Els, like, fair enough. Okay, look, you go into a game and you have this plan A that you have, right, and it doesn't work out. You need to mix it up at some point. You're 2-0 down. They were 2-0 down for a good period before they decided, let me change something. They're not a bottom for the team where they're trying to protect their goal difference or anything like that. It's still Leicester. Like, they still, I don't know, did they finish last year? 6th? Or was it 5th?
Yeah. It was 5th, wasn't it? Because they were 3rd for so long that season and just dipped out.
Yeah, and they've been on decent form in the last few games as well. So it is a bit disappointing from that regard. Obviously, I'm not complaining. However, I think from a Leicester point of view, it was pretty toothless, if I'm being completely honest.
I completely agree. I think, especially when Fuchs did pull up in that first half, you think if there's any time to see where you could just change it around and try something a little bit different, because even up to then, and when we were only 1-0 up, it wasn't really going well for them. So at that point, you could probably bring on an Under or a Pratt. to change things up a little bit, try and get at Liverpool a bit more because it was so predictable. I'm glad Ellis said this when they were attacking that left-hand side and just trying to overload. I was looking at the Leicester kind of like points of attack throughout the game. So by full time, it ended up with about 47% of all their attacks came down that left-hand side. And that's not sustainable. So if you're Liverpool, you're thinking, okay, cool. We just put the shields and the protection there on that right-hand side and we're fine. We've got no other outlet ball. So it was a bit of naivety.
Despite obviously Robbo being the better fullback, I actually feel like they probably would have had a bit more luck on the left-hand side because Milner wasn't like being reckless with how he would bomb forward. Robbo, obviously the guy that he is, which we love him for, but he will often like give up some space in behind. They didn't ever try and utilize the left-hand channel at all. His average position was definitely inside their half. Yeah, of course. I mean, of course it was because they weren't doing anything on that side. I get Robbo is great and all, fantastic, but I mean, come on, like how much respect you want to give to someone? Like you're still on a level playing field after all. I'm speaking like I'm a Leicester fan, but honestly, it was you expect a little bit more, but like I said, I'm not disappointed, man. Top of the league, 3-0 performance, bare players out, life is good, man.
Love it. Has anyone else got anything else they would like to discuss before we sign off?
Wait, quick question. Who would you not start Matip on midweek against Atalanta?
No.
No, yeah. I was thinking about this. I wouldn't.
I'd put him in the freezer. I put him in the freezer with Prince Philip.
There's no point wasting him on games that we don't really need to win. Like obviously we want to win, but if we don't win, it's not that important. So.
I'm fine with a draw, man. I've come to that stage. Look, what if we get a draw against them, 4 games in, 10 points? Yeah, we've qualified, man.
I think we only need the point to qualify, don't we?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
It's normally 10 points to qualify, isn't it? Usually. Yeah, I'm not playing Matip. No. He's actually really good. So he needs to play in the Premier League. He's actually proper good.
He's literally like a top player.
Yeah, he legit. Like, he literally is a very good centre back.
Top player.
He's actually proper good. So cool. Like, we need you fit. So cool. Don't play.
Yeah, like if you could wrap your legs in bubble wrap, that'd be absolutely fantastic.
Please. Yeah, Fabinho and Reece Williams for me. I think that'll be okay.
Yeah, fair
Agreed. Let's do man of the matches. Ellis, man of the match?
Who did I give it to? Flipping on my head's gone. I'll give it to Curtis Jones just because, man.
That's fair. Yeah. Very, very mature performance.
Very
Julian?
mature.
Matip, for sure.
Harold?
Robbo.
Ooh, got a nice mix here. Tay?
Jota.
Ooh. David?
Milner, guaranteed.
Ooh, I get to be the kingmaker here, don't I? This is nice. I've got to give it to Milner.
Fair, that's good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at any of those.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at all. I mean, what a performance. What an absolute rampant performance from the Mighty Reds. Listen, if you've enjoyed what you've heard here tonight, we're recording this tonight. If you're enjoying this, whenever you're listening to this, please do sure to tell your friends and family about the fantastic content you're hearing from us here at Cop and Fracas as a Patreon member. Again, massively appreciate you giving us your money and listening to us ramble on about the Reds all the time. So massively appreciate it. And we'll be back on Tuesday with the main pod, talking about all things the Leicester game and previewing the Atlanta fixture. So from myself, Krish, Ellis, Julian, Harold, Tay, and David, we will see you soon.
Do us properly, dog.